Yo, what's going on, man? It's the KYREN Monteiro Show, season number 4, episode number 3, 50 years and counting, featuring the one and only Kheigan Fields, my little cousin. Yeah. Lego. You already know we about to bring it in with my latest single, Shut It Down, Lego.
Yeah, schools, yeah.
For my auto-tune lovers, I tell them, hey,
I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to drown. Please excuse the drip, cause somebody might drown. I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to drown. Please excuse the drip, cause somebody might drown.
Man, I tell them that it's hope for the broken back.
Get it again.
Told them Kobe with the broken finger. What's going on, everybody? KYREN Monteiro. Welcome to the KYREN Monteiro Show with your host once again, KYREN Monteiro, man. 50 years and counting, man. Episode number 3 of season 4, featuring my cousin Kheigan Fields. And for y'all, the listeners, round of applause, man. I want to encourage y'all, if you want to see a high definition video of the podcast while it's being recorded, head over to my YouTube channel, KYREN Monteiro. Search the KYREN Monteiro Show. It'll definitely pop up. And make sure, for all of my people that just listen to the audio version of the podcast, head over to platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, which is transitioning into YouTube, Podcasts, Amazon Music, etc., man. Once again, man, round of applause, man. I got the young homie Kheigan Fields, man. Yeah. Bloodline, man. Little cousin, man. What's good with it, man?
What up,
man? You doing all right?
Yep.
Hey, doing all right, man. He pulled up on me. This was unplanned. See, that's the thing when you slide around me. When I'm working and you pull up to the office, you don't know what you might find yourself in. You, if I'm working, then you're going to be working with me. You feel me?
Yeah,
so round of applause for Cuzzo, man. We want to say it is the month of February. It is 2024. It's February 12th, so we want to say Happy Black History Month. To all of those who have won before us and put in work so that we can stand on the shoulders. We want to say thank you for your contributions and thank you for your hard work for what you've done. We just kind of want to take a quick moment of silence for all of the soldiers that we've lost. All right, man, now let's give them a round of applause, man. Thank y'all. Without y'all, we could not be here. We standing on y'all shoulders, man. Kheigan, what's good with it, man?
What's up, cuzzo?
You all right, man?
Yep, living life.
Man, we entitling this episode 50 years and counting. And I think it's fitting during Black History Month. And also, we celebrating 50 years of hip-hop. I think it's dope to talk about it, man, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely dope, man. So in this episode, man, we're going to be talking about 50 years and counting. Now, what's interesting is I'm 33. I'll be 34 in May. Cuzzo is 22. When you turn 23?
January 4th.
So you just turned 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just turned 22. So it's very interesting because we come from 2 different eras of this hip-hop thing. And so I think it's going to be dope to kind of like, just talk about it and from your generation's perspective and just mine. And obviously, like, it's people older than both of us. They got their own. I feel like every era and every generation got their own
everything
perspective.
Different. Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I think it's gonna be dope conversation to talk about. So first off, man, we gotta talk about what hip hop is. We gotta talk about when it started, and then we'll go from there, man. So we know that hip hop started in the early 1970s. And when it started in New York and started in the projects, in the hood, in the ghettos. And it started as a way for low poverty, oppressed people to have a voice and to express themselves in Black communities and Hispanic communities in America. That's one part of it, but that's a huge part of how it started because we didn't have a platform.
Yeah, that's crazy because I thought it started down south. I never knew it started in New York.
It started in New York, man.
That's crazy.
It started so when you think about all of the Run DMCs, the LL Cool J's, the Rakims, the Biggies, all the Jay-Z's, that's New York.
Yeah, bro. I never thought of that.
Even Def Jam being like really one of the first major hip hop labels, that's in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So originally it started in the early 1970s in New York, on the East Coast with 6 different elements. DJing, MCing, aka rapping, break dancing, writing, aka graffiti, theater and literature, and the knowledge of self, which is encompassing different spirituality and things like that. Now it's different because we've seen all different kind of faiths come in. We've seen Christianity, we've seen Muslim and Islam, we've seen 5%ers, Black Hebrew Israelites. We've seen all kind of stuff come through hip hop. But those are kind of the things man. So yeah, man, when it started, it was a way for it was a way for the black community, black and brown communities, to express ourselves.
Yeah, and come together.
Man. And so seeing how it's kind of like taking form from becoming this underground thing that started on the East Coast to now it's like this international just movement.
Yeah, everybody
in
doing
culture.
it.
Yeah. And so it's crazy to see how hip hop has started. And so that's the origins of it, and that's the foundations of it, kind of just without being too long. But I think as we move into this next point, the 90s era is when we really seen hip hop really go like national and global for real. You got like Nas released Illmatic in the 90s, things like that. But when hip hop really leveled up is when Biggie and Pac came along.
Yeah. The East Coast, West Coast beef.
Just period. You know what I'm saying? When when you had all kind of labels record labels on the East Coast, you had Bad Boy, Loud Records, you had obviously Def Jam, you had Rockefeller Records later on kind of getting started up, Rough Riders. There's too many to name, you know what I'm saying? But you had all of these record labels starting to come up. On the West Coast, you had, Death Row Records, what Dr. Dre and them was doing. Eventually Dr. Dre found the Aftermath, and you just had, all kind of stuff on the West Coast. Priority Records, so you had just this. The 90s is where things really started. What is your recollection? How informed are you at 22 of kind of like the 90s era?
I'm not too much. Like,
okay.
I know like Tupac, Biggie, all that, but I only knew like half of what you said.
Okay, yeah, man. So the 90s is really, because you got to think, even like the production of hip hop, like it wasn't like now where you got dudes making original beats, stuff like dudes was sampling.
Yeah.
Like dudes was taking samples and then laying laying beats
stuff.
over R&B records and stuff like that. So it's like, dudes might hear a part of a song like, man, that piano part is crazy, and then take that, chop it up, and do what they do, and then put beats
That's
to
like
it.
The creative part of it, though. That's the creative part.
No, it's definitely an art form to it, but it just was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you got dudes hopping on the keys now, really composing stuff originally. It was just a totally different era. But yeah, man, the 90s I feel like is where hip hop really became like commercial.
The golden year. The golden year.
Yeah, it definitely became commercial, and after that, I feel like where you see hip hop now, a lot of the business with record labels and a lot of the way things are done really stem back from that foundation that was built in the 90s.
Yeah, it's a business now. It's not a passion.
Well, I mean, it was a business in the 80s, definitely. Like I said, with LL Cool J and people like that, like Def Jam was around in the 80s. But I feel like it really leveled up. You really start seeing boys going platinum and like the touring and everything. Like the 90s is when that really happened, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure, man. Anything you want to add to that?
No, not really. It's really like the streaming platforms, Instagram and all that. That's what really helped it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that helped like the 2000 babies grow and stuff with the music. I really like that.
Yeah, because y'all able to go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With streaming, y'all able to go back. You able, of course, you weren't alive to. You don't remember being able to go to a record store and do this and do that. So the fact that you can go on your phone on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, whatever, and just look stuff up, go to YouTube and learn, it teach you about things for sure. Which bring me to this next thing that's kind of crazy, man. As we just reflect on kind of overview of hip hop, it's crazy to think about how the consumption of hip hop has changed. You know, so like I was a '90s baby, so when I came up, cassettes was in. Now obviously vinyl records have always existed as kind of like, you know, really one of the first global kind of way people like mediums.
I don't
music
even know
was
what a
on.
cassette looked like, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, so you kind of, I mean, there was things before vinyl, but you kind of went through that in the whole vinyl era. Then the cassettes came in, and then eventually CDs came in.
Yeah, okay.
And CDs ran the game for
that's my years right there.
a long time. And then eventually digital sales came in. So stuff like Amazon and iTunes, where people were still buying music, but you just downloaded it, which that's still around. And then now it's all streaming. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now it's all like, it's crazy because now it's just about the money of hip hop has changed.
Yeah, the business,
But it's opened up a lot of doors with streaming and social media. The way that people can get money is crazy. So tell me, for you being 22, man, like going back, looking at where hip hop has came from, learning about it, and then listening to it, like what does that look like for you?
It's totally different. I'm not gonna lie. Like in the 90s, it's more like it was based off love and stuff like that. Now it's based off killing, shooting. Like the music scene changed. Everything different now.
Well, I will say that was around in the 90s.
Yeah, but
Biggie and Pac was definitely talking street stuff. But I think it was more
the diss tracks and stuff though. Now, like now they make diss tracks over the dead bodies, dead people, all that. So that's like what's really making stuff worse now.
Yeah, I think the content right now has went down. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the talent level of hip hop has went down over the years.
Yeah. Because it's too many people. It's hard to find the talent when it's so many people out here trying to do their own wave.
Well, I feel like record labels didn't, like back in the day, record labels used to help develop artists.
Yeah, they looking for the wrong stuff now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like record labels, I mean, you're right. Record labels, they used to spend time in developing artists. Yeah. They kind of go back to like the Motown days with Berry Gordy and like, you know, the Jacksons and the Temptations and all of that. Yeah, that's, you know, Stevie Wonder, all of them. You would spend time molding and developing. Okay. Trying to make artists be around for the long run.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to see artists have a 10-year plus career. Yeah. Not 60 days.
Yeah.
And so now with everybody, you know, you can make a song on your phone now. Anybody can go buy equipment. So it's kind of just like that level of development is kind of left.
Yeah, I get that.
And people feel like they don't need it no more.
Yeah.
Which is whack.
It's the entitlement and stuff that we was talking about earlier.
Yeah. They're like new artists are definitely it just seems like it's entitled, man. So let me ask you this. When you go back, you listen to hip hop from the early 2000s, you listen to it from the 90s, the 80s or whatever, and then you listen to it today. Yeah. Like go into it a little bit from your perspective at 22. What's the difference you hear, you know, from older generations to now? So from the Pac, the Biggies, the Jay-Z's, the Lil Waynes, the T.I., the Jeezys and Rick Rosses, you know, all the way up to
it's like
people right now.
Yeah, it's like the lyrics changed. Like what people talk about now is totally different. Like I was saying before, everybody was talking about love and stuff in the 90s. They was talking about making love. Now they talk about shooting, killing. Like it's really getting dead to this point, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie.
So do you feel like at your age, like, do you get tired of listening to it?
Yeah, like I listen to more R&B than I do rap. To be honest with you. Like, it be getting tiring. Like, it's the same stuff, same beats. People be rapping over the same beats nowadays. So it's like.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like the talent level went down?
Yeah, for sure. It's too many people. Like, everybody trying to do their own stuff. So it's like, when everybody trying to do their own stuff, it's hard to pick out that one person that's.
It's oversaturated.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta funnel through and look at stuff. I try not to sound like the OG now that just hate on today's music, because I don't. I think there's stuff in today's music. Because, I mean, by the way, I'm still dropping music.
Yeah.
Go get my latest single, Shut It Down, right now. New single, Stand on Business, coming March 1st, 2024. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm still dropping stuff, and I'm still like, we just signed cats to the label, to a label like hip hop. So it's like, and I plan, like, I would love to get somebody in your age group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To help represent this culture, but it's just like,
they don't listen.
Well, it's just a talent thing to me, bro. I just like, are you gonna be around?
Yeah.
5 years from now, 10 years, 20 years? Like, it don't seem like nobody's thinking about that.
Yeah, and it's like people be trying to. They don't think of it as a long-term career. They just want to get out the door with that. Like, that's all they want to do. They want to start rapping and then start getting into some business stuff. Like, or like most of the dudes that nowadays, they want to get into the trapping. That's what they stuck into, trapping and rapping. So they can't ever pick one.
You gotta make your trap legal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You that's how you gotta go about it, man. We kind of talked about, how stuff was different from before, what it is now. And we just having bite-sized talks, Yeah. We had to do 4 or 5 podcast episodes, 10 of them to really go in. But I just kind of want to spark the origin of a conversation. Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Let's talk about where you feel like hip hop and rap is going, because like you said, it's a lot of killing. It's a lot of. It seems like any and everybody getting on right now. So what do you feel like that's doing, and where is it? How is that damaging us, and where is it going to go?
To be honest with you, I think the music always going to be around just because the businesses and the labels. But I feel like it's on the decline, like just like with the talent and stuff like that. They not doing nothing. They not really wanting to rap for real. They not wanting to put stuff out, like be creative with their art. They don't see it as art. They just see it as music.
And music is art. You know what I'm saying? And music is about the feeling, the emotion.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, the 90s and early 2000s stuff, it wasn't just talking about love, because you listen to, like, Pac had diss records. Biggie did diss records. Jaden was talking street stuff. Cash Money Records was talking street stuff. I mean, even if you go back to the 80s, like NWA.
Yeah, but it wasn't every song though. Like,
it wasn't every song, but it was present though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think about Jay-Z. Jay-Z was talking about selling crack and stuff, and how he came from the hood and went into business.
Yeah,
and Jay always, even to this day, if he drops something, there's gonna be that street element to it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the culture has just taken that and just made it what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? So, hey, man, I just wanted to do an episode with Lil Cuzzo, man. I was going to do this by myself, but round of applause for Kheigan, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
100. I definitely appreciate you coming on, man.
For sure.
Hey, man, if y'all want to listen to the podcast, man, make sure that y'all check the podcast out once again on things like Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, which is now turning into YouTube Podcasts, and all of the major digital streaming platforms that podcasts exist on. This is the KYREN Monteiro Show. This is season 4, episode number 3, called 50 Years and Counting. Don't be shocked if we zone in and you never know. We might have a part 2, part 3, part 4 with some different people to this, because I think there's different age groups. It's crazy to think that hip hop is 50 years old now. It started as something they said would be a fad. They said it wasn't even supposed to last this long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And here we are, still standing.
Well, still going strong.
Still going strong. And to tell you the truth is, like, I don't see it. I agree with you. I don't see hip hop music going away. I do see it. It does seem like it's been on a decline a little bit. I do wish that the talent level would step up. I do wish that the content and the substance of the music would exist more. But the truth of the matter is that I don't think that it's going to go nowhere, man. I think that it's here to stay. I think that it's there's nothing you're gonna be able to do to remove it, because once again, we've been around this long. You know what I'm saying? So if we've been around this long, if we've been around 50, we're gonna be around another 50.
Exactly.
Then we're gonna be around another 50 after that. So hey man, once again, man, shout out to hip hop, salute, happy birthday hip hop, happy Black History Month. We're gonna give y'all my latest single, Shut It Down, and we're gonna get out this thing, man. Appreciate y'all giving us a little listening ear today, man. You feel me?
Yeah, schools, yeah, Hey, I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drip, cause somebody might drown. I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drip, cause somebody might drown. Yeah, boy, so for the broken back at it again. Kobe with the broken finger, we about to win. And the devil throw him lows, he knocking all on my chin. But the spirit drilling in me.
I look at him and grin, man. Hey, man, y'all make sure that y'all go check out the KYREN Monteiro Show on all platforms, man. Share, like, subscribe. Tell your family about it. All right? We out this thing, man. Peace and love.